It's that spooky time of year where some of us spend dozens to hundreds of dollars buying cheap or elaborate costumes and begging people for candy. Others among us may close their blinds and turn off their lights so others can fuck off, while others might not even acknowledge the Hallow's End or Halloween and might just say, screw off, let me do my own thing, I don't really care. That is why in today's World of Warcraft video, we will accommodate the theme of Hallow's End and Halloween by counting down 5 disturbing things in the World of Warcraft. Number 5. Bog Flair Kneedlers. Bog Flair Kneedlers is a species of wasp in Zangarmarsh, which you may not even think twice of looking at in-game because they're really nothing special. However, in the lore, where you can't just one-shot everything you attack like in Legion, these creatures are horrifying. In the novel Illidan by William King, one of Maev's watchers had been ambushed by a Bog Flair Kneedler, which managed to sting her. Later on, maggots begin pouring out from the wound while others burrow their way deeper inside of the watcher, devouring the eyes and brain of the watcher in a slow, grueling death. Now, it's at this point where you should be thankful that this creature is in World of Warcraft and not something that you have to worry about in the real world, but if you were a tarantula, you'd have to worry about something pretty similar. Tarantula hawks use their stingers to paralyze tarantulas and lay an egg on the spider's abdomen, and when the larva hatches, it begins devouring the spider from the inside out, making sure to avoid any vital organs when it does devour the insides of the spider so that the spider can stay alive for as long as possible. We may not have Bog Flair Kneedlers, but fuck's sakes, man, that's close enough for me to say nope. Number 4. Necromancer Decomposition. One of the things that I am disappointed that they did not add in Wrath of the Lich King is how Necromancers actually die. In game, they die as a normal human would, but in the lore, oh man, it's pretty nasty. When Arthas kills Kel'Thuzad for the first time before he became a Lich, the minute he died, Jaina, Arthas, and all of the men recoiled in disgust and some gagged while others vomited, and you might ask yourself why? Well, because Kel'Thuzad's body instantly decayed and rotted, like literally instantly. Decomposition, which would normally happen in several months' time, instantly happened over mere seconds. Kel'Thuzad's body bloated and bursted open, fluids flooding out and flowing over the grass beneath where he died, and what little flesh was left of his corpse, it melted into a creamy consistency and turned black. When Arthas asked Jaina why this happened, she responded by saying that when a necromancer was not completely precise with their magic, well, this happens. And also keep in mind, this happened to Kel'Thuzad too, one of the most skilled and elite of all of the necromancers, so this is something that should have happened quite often when you kill necromancers in the Plaguelands or in Northrend. Number 3. Thaddius. The Scourge is one of the scariest enemies we have faced in World of Warcraft, as you already know or might come to believe after this video. They are responsible for conducting horrifying experiments, one of which is Thaddius. Thaddius is a flesh construct and a boss in Naxxramas in the Construct Quarter. Under Kel'Thuzad's direction, members of the Scourge stitched together hundreds of women and children who were killed or captured by the Scourge, and melded them into the construct that you see before you now. When you venture into the raid, you may hear a woman crying or screaming out for help. These cries are emanating from Thaddius, and they are the voices of the victims that were unfortunate enough to be stitched together to form this abomination. Number 2. Tchau. Tchau is the strange troll that is in charge of the quote-unquote orphanage in Nagrand. However, at a closer look, many people realize strange things about this so-called orphanage, such as a skeleton of some creature hanging out in the back, dynamite in the sandbox because kids can totally be trusted, crawling around loose pieces of Legos, let alone dynamite, a mobile with kids attached to it swinging endlessly, good luck to them and the vertigo that they will have, and cages in the back of the hut with bones in it, and also a cauldron which she's most likely using to cook herself a full hearty protein-filled meal of baby Tauren. Now, most of you already know this, but some of you may not know that in Warlords of Draenor, we receive a quest from an orc by the name of Garok, who believes that his wife was murdered. And who did he think was the culprit behind the murder? That's right, Tchau. But the creepy thing is that Tchau is not a troll in this alternate universe. Well, I mean, that's not the only creepy thing, but it's one of the additions to why she's creepy. Rather, she is a female orc when we first see her, and even more strange is that Garak states that he has known Tchau since they were children, but whereas he grew old and weary, she still maintained her youth and attractive features. When we go to the cave that she is located in, she reveals to us that she did indeed kill Garak's wife and that she kills people to stay young and maintain her youth. In the fight, we also see her shapeshift numerous times. She starts off as a normal orc, then shifts into Garak's wife, then near the end of the fight she shifts back into her Burning Crusade troll form. Even though we managed to kill her, we still have absolutely no idea what she is, but you know, since we do know this, we did the quest in alternate universe Draenor, shouldn't we do something about our Tchau? The Legion can wait. Our main priority should be going back to original Legrand and killing her ass as soon as possible. Number 1. Dr. Thielen Krasnov. Scholomance is one of the most messed up places in World of Warcraft, and it is home to one of the most messed up doctors in World of Warcraft, Dr. Thielen Krasnov. Krasnov was merciless and sadistic, taking great joy in not only the murdering of the innocent, but in their endless torture as well. Due to his love for mutilation and endless hours of hacking off limbs from the innocent, Krasnov was nicknamed the Butcher, and his first victims comprised from those that lived in Kayardero, who were captured after their keep was laid waste by a vast army of Scourge troops, and those who survived were either killed or tortured by the Scourge and by Krasnov. Krasnov was known to deliver pain, the likes of which only his subjects would even know of being possible, and had never experienced, let alone dreamed of before, or had nightmares of. He would also drain their blood and deliver it into vials so that his master, Krucial the Herald, could drink the blood of Krasnov's victims to sate his unending hunger. The maid and butler of the Barav family, the family which delivered their homes into the hands of the Scourge so that it could be transformed into Scholomance, hid in the keep for 6 whole months. The name of the butler was Lucian and the maid's name was Eva, and they were in fact married. However, after 6 months of doing nothing but hiding in their quarters and only emerging from their rooms to steal food undetected, they were eventually discovered and brought to Krasnov, who tortured them relentlessly. After he killed them, he resurrected them once again and threw them to the ghouls, which ate their flesh. The undead surrounded us, constantly tormenting us with horrifying acts of depravity. Finally, he came. He introduced himself as Dr. Thielen Krasnov. We came to know him as the Butcher. We finally understood what the screams were from. By the way, when they were hiding out in the keep, they were hearing screams and they didn't know where it was from. But they did know it belonged to the other people who used to work there or other captives, and apparently it was because they were being tortured by Dr. Krasnov. The Butcher exposed us to pain that we did not know existed. He used us in countless experiments to devise a plague. The days turned to weeks. We would have died on the first day had it not been for that cruel bastard keeping us alive through magical means. We feel nothing. Our souls remain here, in limbo. When they are saying this, they are in fact in ghost form, and they used to be quest-giving NPCs, but their original NPCs were taken out of the game. We are unable to leave until our remains are found and spirits are laid to rest. Even though the NPCs of Eva Sarkov and Lucian Sarkov are no longer in-game, you can still see their mutilated corpses when you enter Scholomance, the new Scholomance. So guys, the next time you use that toy to transform into Krasnov, try to remember everything that he did. Once again guys, thank you all so much for watching. Have a good Halloween, unless you have work or school in the morning tomorrow, or unless you're calling the day off to party or whatever. Have fun, take care, and also guys, if you did enjoy the video and want to stick around with the channel, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the notifications bell on the channel, which will alert you whenever I in fact upload a video, because sometimes the subscription box does not for some reason give you a notification if you don't hit the bell. So guys, once again, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I will catch you guys all later.